Today I'm going to show you how to set up a Facebook page to attract new customers and get the most conversions. Hey everybody, so we are in the Business Manager and this is a fresh Business Manager. You may already have a Facebook page created, and if so, I'll show you how to tweak it. But for those of you that do not have a Facebook page, I will create one very quickly. So I'm within the Business Manager, and this is actually a fresh Business Manager. In this case, I'll just create a new page. So we're going to pretend that this is a coffee shop, but let's say you were a company, a large company, organization, or institution, you would choose this. Or if you were, were a brand and you sold tennis shoes or something, you would choose this. For the sake of the example, since I'm going to do a coffee shop, do the local business or place. I'm going to call it Wonderful Coffee Shop. Category, just call it restaurant for now. Street address. Create page. So now the page is created. So we're going to start filling out the Facebook page now. So now that we have a blank slate, we're going to go down to the left-hand side on the About tab, and we are going to start filling out some of this information. So you can specify your price range. This is a coffee shop, so we're not really expensive, so maybe we'll put here I would highly recommend putting in your email address. If you do not have a domain email address, you can put a Gmail email, maybe one that's attached to your Google business account. It does look a little bit more professional to have one so at your domain. So maybe this one would be hello@wonderfulcoffeeshop.com. So you can go ahead and fill that out. And it will send you a confirmation. So basically what they're going to do is try to confirm that email. So here's your website. So I'm just going to put wonderfulcoffee.com. Can also do a short about. So this would be the description. So in this case, this is a coffee shop. So coffee and treats to fill all your hunger needs. So basically in the About section, I thought about what products that I serve. So let's say, for example, this is going to serve breakfast all day, and we have coffee and treats, but maybe I would put espressos, cappuccinos, details of what the company is about. So think about the keywords that your customer would be searching to find that business, and you also need to, it's going to pull the address from here, but it doesn't hurt to additionally put the city that you're in here. That helps the optimization for more people to find you for the keywords. So in this case, breakfast all day, delicious coffee. Or let's say, for example, you're a footwear company. We do tennis shoes, sneakers, skater shoes, for all your skateboarding or basketball needs or whatever, you're keeping in mind the specific keywords for that business. So if you're a real estate agent, I'm a real estate agent located in Denver, Colorado, who helps serve you all your buyer and seller needs. Contact me today for your property estimate or something like that. You can also go down here and add a menu, your team, your general manager, what public transit. You don't really need all this, but you can if you would like to. Another cool thing is your story is to put an image that showcases your company. So if you're a restaurant, it would be an image of your restaurant. And I would hope that this would be a professional image. I highly recommend hiring a professional photographer come in, where they would take maybe a detailed photo of maybe one of your signature dishes, or maybe if you're a real estate agent, this would be a photo of the city that you live in. And you can use stock photography, but it's more personable if you can make the customer feel like they are a part of your business before they even walk in. It makes them feel at home if they can go to the Facebook page and say, oh, wow, this place is beautiful. They feel like they've already been there. So that is very important to me, and I do take a lot of photography where it's like you're introducing the customer to your business before they even step foot or do a transaction with you. It's a great way to introduce them and makes them feel super comfortable. And also branding. I mean, you think about what your customer or how your customer feels when they interact with your company or brand. So all these little things all come together, and that's where me personally as a marketer and graphic designer, I focus a lot on brand and how you want your customer to feel. And that is very powerful, because if you are consistent throughout, your customers will know who you are, what you're about, and they will always come back to you because they know that's who you are. Just like if you see your favorite beer commercial or your soda commercial, you don't even need to see the logo. You probably 9 times out of 10 know what brand the commercial is about before you even see the logo listed. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. But here I would definitely recommend doing something here. So in this case, I just did a short little section. I didn't add a photo, obviously, but you could add one here. I highly recommend, like I said before, is getting a professional photo of either your product, services, the city you're in, or something to describe the products. I did about us, and then a short little blurb that's just kind of fun. I have some fun with this, but be serious about it. Do think about what you want to put in here, and the more details you can that show who you are, the better you'll be. So now that we've filled out the About page, you can also add a button on here. So I'll just go back to the Home tab. So we're back on the Home tab, and I would recommend going to Add a Button. So they'll give you a few different options, and there's a lot of options to choose from. If they want to book an appointment, you could do Book Now, or Contact Us. Maybe that's by phone, so you could put the phone number here, like Call Now. Contact Us, maybe that's going to be an email address, or send email, or sign up maybe to a link to a newsletter or something. So this is going to be a call to action for your customer when they come to the page. So typically most people just have a messenger, but if somebody is not checking the Facebook every day, what good is that message button going to do? So, and if you cannot respond to it within an hour, you've potentially lost that lead or customer. So whatever option you can do the quickest, that is what I would tell you to do. So if you have a secretary that is sitting on Facebook and as soon as a message comes in on Facebook, they are responding to it, I would say do send a message, or maybe a real estate agent and it pings right to your phone. Maybe Facebook Messenger would be the best bet. I do like Facebook Messenger. Why? Is because people immediately, as soon as the phone pings, they are on it and typing on it. It is crazy how fast people respond to a Facebook message rather than a text message or a phone call or an email. So if you do have somebody that will respond very quickly, I would recommend doing send message. Otherwise, I would recommend probably email or call now, and that would direct to somebody who would quickly answer. So whatever option is best for your business. Personally, send message is my recommendation, as long as you can respond. In my honest opinion, as long as you can respond within 10 to 15 minutes to the message. Most of the time, if you don't hit a lead quickly, they are now cold or a dead lead. So personally, I would select send message and have somebody on it that would respond as quick as possible. So for this example, I'm going to click send message. You can also shop with you. So if you have have offers or Shopify store, something like that, you could click shop now. For sake of example, I'm going to put send message, click next. And then where would you like this button to send people? And I'm going to choose Messenger. Finish. So now I've added this, and as soon as somebody comes to that page, they can click that and send me a message. So now I would recommend on the home page, so we filled out the about page and hooked up the call to action for customers to engage with your business. So the next step would be to add your photo here. I would either do two options here. I would either do your logo type or your logo mark, whichever one you have, so your logo, or I would do a professional image if you are an individual salesperson, mortgage lender, car salesman, mortgage broker, or real estate agent. Then I would put your professional portrait photo here. Other than that, if you are a company, I would recommend doing your logo here, not a photo of your business. Then on your cover, I would recommend doing something that describes your business. So if you are a restaurant, this is where I would put kind of a variety of your treats, desserts, your entrees, or your premier entree. So if you're like, this would be a coffee shop, so I would probably do the interior of the coffee shop as soon as they walk in, and then come visit us for yummy, delicious treats. If I was a restaurant, I would say Genuine Italian Restaurant of Denver, Colorado. Or if I was a real estate agent, I would put, I'd have a photo of Denver, Colorado, maybe the skyline or something, and say Premier Seller's Agent of Denver, Colorado, with the corporate logo that they're under, the brokerage under here, or something to that effect. Where when they come to your page, they know exactly what service or product you provide. There's no question about it. This is the first thing that smacks them in the face as soon as they hit the page. You want this to be as upfront as possible and in your face. So for sake of an example, I'm going to just create a rough little logo here. So I did 800 pixels by 800 pixels. I would recommend doing this size for the Facebook profile picture. So I just did the title of the shop here. And I'm going to quickly You'll see this kind of speed up and expedite through this. I'm just going to quickly create a logo. So then I will go back to the Facebook page and then I would upload the picture. So you can choose from photos or upload. So in this case, what I usually like to do is I'll zoom all the way out, and then with it being 800 by 800, you'll have a decent side around the logo itself. So I don't like to crop it or do anything like that. It does actually look kind of cool though. But I zoom all the way out, have it completely out, then I click save. So now I'll just whip up a quick little graphic for the site. So while I'm kind of constructing this, I would like to make some recommendations for you that depending on what your shop is, I would have some sort of call to action. So let's say that this is a coffee shop, delicious treats, scrumptious coffee, or scrumptious coffee, delicious treats, and then put wonderful coffee shop. You don't necessarily have to have the address or anything because that's going to be located on the page below. So I'm just going to pop in a photo here that I took myself. But I don't have to worry about any copyright violations, but I would recommend doing something that fits with your company. This is a photo of a friend's house that I photographed, so I didn't have to worry about any copyright violations. So basically what I would recommend doing is an interior shot of your restaurant, maybe a display case of all your treats, or maybe a hero shot of some of your coffee cups, or maybe one of your baristas brewing something that is relative to your company. And a person that is a professional photographer is going to have an eye for that. Keep in mind, I just did this very quickly, just to kind of give you an idea. If you're a real estate agent, you could put, for this could be the cityscape background of your city that you live in. So let's say the Denver skyline or something like that. If you're from New York or whatever, you can put something that customers in your area know what it is, or a photo of a house. Just make sure for the photos that you do use that you own the copyright to, not pulling imagery off Google. You just don't want to get yourself in trouble like that. So that's why I like to use the photos that I've taken, or I go to Shutterstock and I'll actually have my own account. And I have a monthly account, so I'm allowed 10 downloads a month, and I pay for that every month. I think it's like $30 a month, and they allow me 10 downloads a month, which I utilize since I'm an ad agency. So, they don't have to be majestic, but what I do recommend is a detailed image of what you do and a description of something, whether it's a call to action to say, get your free property estimate today, or let's see if you qualify for a low interest home loan, or, delicious treats, scrumptious coffee. I mean, if you see this, granted this is a house, but you get the idea of what's going on here. I mean, it's wonderful coffee shop, delicious treats and scrumptious coffee. Maybe I would have had something that had some coffee on the table, maybe a couple of customers. a couple of customers that were maybe drinking the coffee or something, or coffee on the table that's steaming would be kind of cool. All right, so I'll go up here to the ad. You can either add something from your photos. You can even add a video, or they do a slideshow where you can have multiple photos. So let's say you have 5 or 6 products. I don't know what they cap you at. I think it was like 3 or 4 photos for the slideshow. So let's say you have a few different product options. You could maybe possibly do a slideshow that would maybe show, for the products that you have, or if you're a bakery, maybe it's 4 detailed shots of the stuff at the bakery, or, if you're a buyer's agent or a seller's agent or whatever, you could have different slides. But personally, for me, I would either go with a video or a photo, and you don't really need a slideshow. So I'll go to upload photo video, and then I didn't do a specific size on this because I usually drag and reposition it. So in this case, you can kind of move it around like this. I'm just going to leave the wonderful coffee shop in there. So now we've got our general page built out. Obviously, we don't have any posts on here, or we don't even have any likes yet. The next thing I would do is you're going to go up to settings. So this is going to be where you're going to set up all the rules for the pages. And a lot of people that I've checked out for the pages, they haven't even went in here and set up any of this stuff. Obviously, you want to make sure your page is published. This one is. That means it's out to the public. Granted, if you're making posts on it, most likely it is public, but that's important to check. Visitor posts. If you don't want people posting to your page, I would shut this off. But so this is basically when it's defaulted, it's allowing people to come to your page and post any posts to there. So if you're going to do this, I would do review, because they could potentially post something you don't like. Honestly, in my opinion, I would just shut it off. Disable posts by other people on this page. You don't have to worry about it. So again, visitor posts, I would personally click disable posts. Newsfeed preferences, post sharing, stories on, we're good here. People can contact my page privately. You do want that most likely if you're going to be checking the messages. If you do not have somebody that is checking your messages, I would turn that off. But being that people are so responsive on Facebook, I think you're missing out on a lot of missed opportunities by not having this button where people can send you a message on there. So I do think it is important and believe me, if somebody asks you a question and you're not hitting it up within 20 to 30 minutes, that lead is cold. They've gone somewhere else. So it's important, if you're going to allow the messaging on here, that you actually respond to the messaging. If you respond 2 or 3 days late, that lead has gone cold or completely dead. So here for the tagging ability is basically allowing the tags on the photos. Obviously, you want just the page admins. I would probably leave this unchecked, which is basically saying only admins of the page can modify it. Other tagging this page, this is where, let's say, another business or another page on Facebook could tag you. I do like this personally, because if you do business with somebody else, if you are a real estate agent or a lender or a broker, and you do business with somebody else, they can tag your page or you can tag yours, and you will actually, the engagement goes a lot higher, because you're then attaching to potentially new fans and new customers when other pages can tag you. You may get a few accidentals, but in the past companies I've worked at, they come few and far between for any accidental posts. Sometimes they'll mistype and accidentally click your name on there because it auto-populates the page. But For the most part, I think this is a positive way, and I would definitely leave this where they could tag your page. Country restrictions. Currently, this is set up for everybody in the whole world. If you're only doing business in the United States, there's really no need for somebody in another country to view your page. So I would set that up to, only show the viewers in these countries. So if you're a real estate agent or a restaurant or something, there's really no need somebody in India or China to see it. So I would set that up to that. Age restrictions. So let's say you're a bar. Obviously, you don't want that being shown to everybody that's anybody that's under the age of 21. So if you're like a beer company or a bar or something like that, you'd obviously have age restrictions. Like a gun store or something like that would probably have age restrictions also. So choose the age restriction if you need to. You can do that here. Page moderation. Profanity filters. I haven't done a lot of these. Typically, you won't see a lot of people being kind of rude or crude in the comments, but you may get a few, but choose those if you need to, and I'll leave that up to you. Most of the other ones, delete your page, merge pages, download. I probably wouldn't utilize these very, very much, if at all. So the next one will go down to messaging tab. So this is going to be where they basically do the autoresponders or everything on Messenger themselves, where they message your company, prompt people to send messages. You turn it on. Basically, they would go to send a message, and basically, they would go to send a message to you, and it's going to prompt them kind of little potential messages to send them. Response. So if you turn this on, it will show the messenger greeting, which is, hey, your name is, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Obviously, if you don't have somebody checking it, you might want to turn this on and then say, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Reminders, follow-up messages. These are all good things to kind of look into and check around. So next, I'll look at the page info on the left-hand side. Obviously, I did not put a real email address in. You can put your phone number. Obviously, the category I chose for this was a restaurant. Enter your phone number here. Or if your page doesn't have a phone number, you can click that. This allows people to call your phone directly from the Facebook page. You do want your website on here. And then this default checks the Wi-Fi name. You can have a street address or not include it. So let's say customers visit the street address, or if they don't, it'll disappear from the maps. But in this case, since it's a restaurant, it would have an address. You can also do your open hours. So if you're always open, you could leave it that open selective hours. So let's say you're only open Monday through Friday. You could do Monday through Friday and then do the times that you're open. It's great if your times differ on Saturdays and Sundays, or differ on Sundays, or maybe you're closed on Mondays or closed on Sunday. You can do that, as well as your price range here, or your privacy policy link. You can add that on there. This is great information for potential customers if they're wanting to know. Just like it's listed on Google, it's also important to have it listed on your Facebook page, where all the information needed is at the customer's fingertips, so they are not calling in and asking a bunch of questions that they could easily find on your Facebook page. So now we'll go to templates and tabs. So this one is, we've got the templates set up as restaurants and cafes because I chose a restaurant. They give you some different options of templates here. So movies, or restaurants and cafes, or business, or venues, or nonprofit, or politicians. There's a bunch of different options, and you should choose the one that is best for you. And each of these have a different kind of feature to them. I'm just going to leave this as the restaurant and cafe for now, but you can kind of thumb through those. There are some different features for each one of those, and this is currently on the default tabs. This is what you're going to see on the left-hand side of the real page. So right here on the left-hand side, these are going to be the tabs. So now back into the settings window, the templates and tabs. Basically, I would reorder these. So a lot of these, if you don't have any videos or photos, obviously you probably want. So if you have offers or something like that, you can set up, coupons or first-time offers for first-time customers. Definitely recommend having the reviews higher up on there. Your posts, some of your videos, maybe some events. Let's say you don't do events. I would bump those down towards the bottom. And then your about and everything down there. Obviously, if you don't have any offers, I would probably move that down. Reviews are kind of important to be at the higher if you're a professional service or a brand or something. I recommend having those a little bit higher, and then any photos below or about, I would do that below, and then automatically saves. So the majority of these other things you're probably not going to use as much. You can pair your Facebook page with Instagram. Personally, I have Instagram feed that is completely separate from Facebook. So I post separately. I don't just post one thing that goes to both places. But if you, for sake of time, you can post from Facebook and it posts directly to your Instagram feed. This is also another thing I would check is page roles. So if you are having multiple employees coming to manage your page, I would recommend setting them up within here. And currently, I don't have any page. Obviously, the page owner is going to be what I set it up under the new business in the business manager. So you can have a few different things once you get into page roles. You can assign a new person, and these have to be your friends on Facebook. The other way around is you actually have to go into the business manager and request them that way and send them an email or request an invite via email. But you can type in a name or email and then select kind of what they are, if they're another admin to be able to basically do everything, or if they're an editor and they just need to do any posts on the pages, the moderator, make a Facebook post. If they're an advertiser, if they're running ads, you can add them within here and then they'll show up under existing page roles. And then the page owner would be, if it's just on Facebook rather than Facebook Business Manager, you'll probably see the page owner here, which would be you. These are important and kind of cool things to go through too. So as we go down the rest of these, you're probably not going to need the rest of these. So we've basically got the page kind of set up to where we want and kind of tweaked a lot of things. So we've got our page, and one of the most important things is making posts. So I like this option where you can actually schedule your posts out. So you plan your posts on Monday, let's say Monday morning, and you plan your post for the entire week. So you can actually write out all your posts, whether they're images, videos, text posts, events, whatever, and you can schedule them. So on Monday, you could schedule all your daily posts for the entire week, which is awesome. So you set it, select the date, and then it will literally let you select whatever time and day you want the posts to go out. So on Monday, you could literally post twice a day for 5 times a week, and it's done on Monday, and then they're automatically, and then all you have to do is respond to any questions or comments or anything, which is great. So the thing that's good about the posts is You want to keep them relevant to your brand, and really consider, how do these posts make my customer feel? How is it relative to my brand? So maybe you would post photos of coffee, or if you're a real estate agent, maybe a photo with your customers that you just closed a house on, where they're all smiling and happy, and say, congratulations to the new family in their new home. And that's showing love for your customer, as well as it's almost like a referral. And you can do that for like your coffee shops, or if you're a gym or something like that, is great for new customers as well. So I would think about that when you make the posts, versus just saying, hey, we're open 9 to 5 today. It's pretty boring. Check out our new Scrumptious Delight Coffee Cappuccino. It sounds really good. I want a coffee right now just thinking about it. So, if you're a pizza shop, hey, $5 pizzas on Tuesday. Hit us up for your order. Short and sweet. You got really, good attention. Or engagement posts, like, hey, we're doing recipes for our product. What would you like to see in our recipe book? Or what's your favorite way to utilize our product? Or maybe a tutorial video on how to use the product. There's tons of different options. That is not just a boring post. So you want to try to stay engaged with your customers as much as possible. And I do recommend posting at least once a day, so that the algorithm treats your page that it's active. Because if it's not being posted on, Facebook is just going to throw it down the list, and it's going to be down the rabbit hole of, this page is not posting very much, so I'm going to let other pages show up more in people's feeds. So keep that in mind. Most now businesses are pay to play with Facebook, so it is important to keep it relative, keep them short and sweet, keep them fun, keep them engaging. So just think about that for your posts. And I do recommend scheduling them out. If you're having a person run your Facebook page, is have them schedule the whole week out. Plan ahead, sit at the meeting. What do I want my posts to be for the entire week? And then have that person schedule them out. Short and sweet, right to the point. The other thing that I highly recommend doing is to utilize Facebook Live. You get a ton of free engagement from doing free live videos on Facebook. I highly recommend checking out my Facebook Live video. I'll leave the link to that video in the comments below. It's kind of a training video on what to do to make good live videos. Also, offers or events. If you want to have a get-together or something like that, it's cool to plan events and little meet and greets and stuff like that to network for the company. So the final and last thing that I do recommend doing is you want to bump it up to at least 25 likes so that you can get your username for your page. So on the right-hand side, as soon as you have a new page, or I believe once your page has been around for a while, they usually have it somewhere on the top. You can invite all your friends. So click see all your friends and then just click invite. Don't just select all your friends. Select people on your friends list that you think would engage with your product, service, or business. So if you have a gym, maybe only select the people that you think would be relative to the gym. Or if you're a real estate agent, maybe pick a few of your friends and family, or maybe a few that are in search of a house. I remember that. They're looking for a house, or I think they're in the market to buy. Hit them up on that. It's most of the time, if they're friends and family, they'll like your page just because they love you. So, but the important part is not to spam them. You don't, once you start spamming them, they're going to disassociate you from your brand, and that's not a good emotion that you want with your brand. So think about that when you're doing your posts. Start getting your likes up. You can also run ads on there. I will be doing a video on how to run ads to increase your likes pretty soon. So if you want to hit subscribe on the channel, you'll get to see that as well. So Well, now you've got a prime Facebook page. So I recommend getting out there and having some fun with this and kind of experimenting. Obviously, each business is going to be different. So the big thing is to do a lot of trial and error. What works, what time of day, what posts work, and try different things out. So if you want to learn more, make sure you head over to my YouTube channel and hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments below and tell me what you think about the video. What would you like to see for any more future videos? And I hope to see you soon. If you'd like to learn about any of my services, head on over to staticstudiosmarketing.com and I can get you set up with some awesome design or any Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube ads. I also do video services and graphic design services as well as some email. So if you need any of those services, I'll be glad to help you out. And I also have a free Facebook group if you'd like to head on over and check that out. You can ask me any questions in there and I'll do my best to answer them for you. And we have a lot of fun in there. So go in there and check it out. I'll have the link to that below. And I am Will with Static Studios and we'll see you next time. Thanks.